And well, thank you for recording. My name is Nikolai Rechi. I'm a founder and CEO of Hyperskill and Advantium. It's platforms we that use AI to enhance learning, and I've been building educational products for the last 15 years. And also I'm a member of Sunday Club, which is a hacker group from MIT and Harvard. We hack AI apps every Sunday. And there is a very good quote from HBR, I think from 2023, that AI won't replace humans, but humans with AI will replace humans without AI. So while we can argue like what AI can do, what AI cannot do, like where like humans are still better than AI and so on, the fact is AI, like generative AI, is here. It's not going away, and it's changing some aspects of our work and how we work. And it's important to embrace and learn how to use Gen AI to make yourself more productive, happier, and yeah, just use it for your advantage. And people who will not use AI probably like will be maybe like not immediately replaced, but will have less productivity, will work not as good as people who use AI, who use AI tools smart. And yeah, so it's important to learn about it, even if AI right now cannot do some tasks humans do. And probably like there always will be some tasks, some aspects of our work which will be human, like as much human, like, and AI won't be able to do it. But AI is just a tool, so we need to learn how to use it. And there were multiple researchers, multiple papers about how AI affects productivity. And about a year ago, McKinsey said that up to 70% of repetitive work activities could be automated via Gen AI. And also Business Wire had a survey where people answered that like a third of them saving like 1 to 5 hours, and another third saving 5 to 10 hours per week of work by using Gen AI tools. So it's quite useful to know about it and to use it daily. And we will go through popular use cases where you can use Gen AI, and I will show you some examples, and we'll like briefly outline some other examples. So first, quite popular example for Gen AI and AI products is automating meetings. You can take notes, you can like analyze your meetings, and it's like before that somebody needed to take notes on a meeting, like you sometimes like forget what everybody said, what everybody agreed. So it's kind of like low intelligence, low cognition task, which we used to do because yeah, like meeting without notes, it meant usually like an hour or half an hour spent like without any action points. So it's like a waste of time. But nowadays there are plenty of note takers. Probably you know some of them, like Otter and Fireflies are quite popular. Also Gemini Google Gemini is part of Google Workspace. And if you use Google Meet, for example, you can automatically like transcribe all your meetings with Gemini. It's quite useful. You don't need any external tools for this. And sometimes note takers are making mistakes. So please note that you usually like need to check what they wrote, but it's much simpler. So in note taking and in automating meetings, humans can discuss things between each other, and then they can edit automatically AI-generated notes. It's much easier than write all notes by yourself. I highly recommend, if you're not using any of note-taker apps, I highly recommend you to use them. There are like free tiers in most of them, so like you can start using for free. It's even like paid versions are relatively cheap and like very cheap relative to human time. Also, I would like to note that there are like smart like AI calendar schedulers who also that also save time. Like Reclaim and Calendly can be used to schedule meetings, to find like time slots in your calendar. It's optimizing. They are optimizing your communication with other people. You can just send a, for example, Calendly link. It's not generative AI, so it's mostly like automation based on your calendar and another person. But yeah, it's very useful to and saves time in communication. The second case is automating emails. The problem here we all experience, we have lots of incoming emails, like our inboxes are overloaded. We reply on some emails slowly, or we even forget to reply. And AI helping us a lot in this in solving this problem. You can like draft emails with AI quite fast. You can like draft polite emails. I think like a lot of people are using like ChatGPT and Claude to draft polite emails from more straightforward messages. So you want to, you can like only formulate some small piece of information, and chat will write the email for you. For example, I found this email in my inbox today. It's like kind of spammy email, but I will show you show you how it works using it. And they are proposing some like outsourcing design work for hyperskill. And I don't need it, but for example, I want to understand like, what customer like success cases they have or not. So I can, with Gemini, I can write straightforward what I need from them. Give me your customers' success cases. And the AI will draft this email based on my message and also based on my other contexts, like other emails and so on. So this is like, dear Diego, I appreciate offer. We're not actively seeking external design and development. This is true. I'm not sure how it figured it out. But yeah, we will try more specific examples, etc. Particularly in the educational technology sector. So Gemini figured out that I'm working in education. Probably it was also obvious from the email. Yeah, and I can just insert it, send it, and that's it. So fast email writing, more polite email writing is much easier with AI. And also like, on the opposite side, when you receive some email, you can also summarize it. So maybe this person also used AI to write me email. So if you don't want to read long emails, you can summarize them. And yeah, that's quite convenient. Let's move further. Brainstorming. Brainstorming is very useful use case for Gen AI, because Gen AI is, most of large language models are trained on large data sets on internet, basically. And models contain a lot of inner knowledge in lots of different areas. And while humans are usually more like have knowledge specific to their profession, but deeper, Gen AI has like wider knowledge about everything. And it's especially good when you want to think out of your box, out of your like existing maybe like expertise and profession. And you can talk with AI. You can like ask AI to like generate lots of ideas. And sometimes I do it often. And usually like ideas in my professional area are not so good, and maybe like I know already know them, but AI like ChatGPT, for example, generates some ideas outside of my like regular knowledge and outside of my regular creativity, and that's why it's very important and valuable. It can help you to think wider and outside of your box. And for brainstorming and for actually everything, please note that prompting matters. It's the same as when you manage humans or like give tasks to freelancers or like doing like whatever communication you have. If you don't specify well what you need, you will get bad results. The same with AI. So if you don't specify like your context, your details of like your problem, of your work, of your project, of your like environment, then if you do not specify it, then AI will not give you good ideas, will not give you good results. But if you specify it, AI will be more personalized for you. And if you don't like if you don't get good results from AI, try to prompt it differently, try to add more context, more details, and it usually helps. And back to brainstorming in particular, also model matters. There are, like in recent months, there are like more and more reasoning models appeared, and you can try to use OpenAI O1 or O3 or DeepSeek R1. They have some reasoning capabilities, so they think deeper based on your question, and it helps for brainstorming. It helps for brainstorming. Also, so you can think about it the same as with human intelligence. Regular AI models are more like intuition. They are fast, but sometimes incorrect. And for example, most of AI models cannot do math because also human intuition doesn't work well on math problems. You cannot like multiply numbers very fast in your brain. But if you think deeply about it, and if AI think like deeper about it, it can solve you harder problems, but it will just need some time, some energy to think about these problems and solve them step by step and so on. So if you haven't used reasoning models yet, try to use them, and usually they're better for brainstorming than regular models. Also, one last advice here. Try to, a lot of people are using ChatGPT app on your phone with a voice. So you can, with a voice, you can discuss some ideas, like you can walk in a park, you can like discuss, brainstorm your ideas with ChatGPT. Usually when you use voice, you also provide more context and more details naturally, because it's easier to say it than to write it. And after that, you will see all your discussion in your regular ChatGPT like web app. You can copy paste it and use it. But for brainstorming and for some ideation, ChatGPT voice app is really good, and other other AI companies might also have something, some voice up, but I think ChatGPT works quite well. So it's basically similar to talking with human or with like a rubber duck, or but better, and discuss some ideas, and later on you can use a transcript of these ideas for like, yeah, but for whatever reason, like you brainstorm first. So this was a brainstorming use case. The next use case is also quite popular, is creating presentations and reports. And it becomes much easier to create presentations, to like create articles, to write. Sometimes hard, like you still need to think about meaning and a message, and sometimes like you need to decide on structure, on some like main points and so on. But you can use AI to speed up the writing process, to speed up some technical process. For example, let's get ChatGPT, and we can brainstorm, or we can like ask, create slide structure for presentation about AI. AI productivity, and it can help you to sorry, um, yeah, so it can help you to brainstorm, like the titles slides and the other slides. So it's like part of brainstorming. You can change it and so on. But then, for example, you can ask the expert it to PowerPoint, and it will probably be able to do it. Let's see. It's nice slides, by the way. I should use this for my next presentation, probably. Interesting enough, while I asked it to export it, it's not like exporting it directly, but it's writing code to export this as a presentation. And I will show you in a moment. Yeah, so you can see my slide. So this is a like draft presentation on AI productivity with some tips, AI task automation, future of AI, and so on and so on. It's probably like not good as it is, because it doesn't have any like human opinion, like feedback and so on, but it's a good starting point. So while for presentations and report, you can start with some AI generated like structure and presentation and so on, and then work with it. Also for me, I usually create like I brainstorm with multiple different AIs, like with ChatGPT, with DeepSeek, with Claude, and it helped me to get more ideas, because various models are trained on various data sets, has like various biases and guardrails and so on. So it's helpful to try different models, and also try it multiple times. Maybe like you will find something interesting. And also, large language models has this notion of temperature. It's basically creativity. So if temperature, like it's you can find it in settings in most of AI apps, especially like chat apps. If temperature is 0, it means like the answer will be very deterministic and not creative. If temperature is high, like 100%, it depends on the product, like the scale, but is the temperature is high, then it will be like creative and hallucinating a lot. And for brainstorming use case, it's usually beneficial to set temperature higher. So it will hallucinate a lot. Yes, it will give you more like crazy ideas and make mistakes and so on. But it's the point of brainstorming, like to have these crazy ideas and some strange ideas. Okay, so we discussed creating presentations and also one of the good use cases for AI is solving the blank page problem. Actually, what I did this presentation just a slide ago was solving a blank page problem. So if you don't know how to start slides or how to start like a report or how to start like writing email, you can create a draft with generative AI very fast. It maybe like will not be a perfect draft. You will need to change it, but it's solving a blank page problem, and it helps usually a lot to start doing things. Next part is about automating research. Sometimes we go online to look for some information for market research, for competitors research, for, I don't know, to find like a good restaurant for the weekend or something like that. Previously, we usually went to Google and used Google to search for information, but then we analyze this information by ourselves. So we opened like all pages, we try to read like reports, try to compare this information and so on. And with AI tools, it's becoming much, much easier because you don't need to go through all this information by yourself. You can delegate it to AI tools. For example, Perplexity is quite good in this. It's basically join, like when you join search like Google with ChatGPT, you get Perplexity, and you can. So you don't need to read every article by yourself. You get the result as directly to your query. Google also now has this feature. So if you Google something, you will have a snippet with short like result. So it's very useful. Also, yeah, ChatGPT has a search tool. So when you ask ChatGPT about something, it goes online, find articles about it, and then summarize your results. DeepSeek is also can do it. I would like to note deep research products. There are two deep researches, one OpenAI deep research and another one is Perplexity deep research. OpenAI is slightly better, but also more expensive. OpenAI had this deep research only on most expensive $200 per month plan, but recently, a few weeks ago, I think, they launched it for cheaper $20 per month plan, but with some limitation. But you can, in OpenAI, if you have a paid subscription, you can ask, you can pick deep research, here. So you can select deep research, and it's limited. So, for example, I have only 7 deep researchers available until end of March because I have cheaper subscription and not the most expensive one. But it really does deep research. So it goes online, find articles, analyze it. It can take some time, like some minutes, some like dozens of minutes to give you a result. But it's really good for like more complicated, like market researches or any other researches, which usually takes humans multiple hours or sometimes days OpenAI deep research can do it in minutes, so maybe like an hour. I think I have not experienced it doing more than 1 hour. And it's also important to distinguish model knowledge and search. So AI model is usually trained on some data and have this knowledge inside a model. But this knowledge is limited and also has knowledge cutoff of like a few months ago or maybe a year ago. For example, let's ask we will ask ChatGPT for when is the knowledge cutoff. So it's June 2024. It means that ChatGPT as a model does not know anything past June 2024. But usually, like most of AI products, not models, can use search tools. For example, when you ask what is hyperskill, it knows what is hyperskill. Because yeah, it's quite old. But for example, what is Advanced? It's searching the web. So it uses search tool to get information from the web and then analyze it. And it also provides you with some references, sources about this knowledge. So it's important to distinguish model knowledge and search tool. For example, one of the issues with reasoning models, like O1, O3, and so on, in OpenAI, they don't have a search tool. So they can think deeply, but they don't have like up-to-date information. And deep research is a good combination. So deep research can go online, find some information like online from new articles, and also use reasoning to analyze it. Or you can like get some summary using regular model with search tool, and then copy paste it or like transfer it to reasoning models to analyze it deeper. Okay, let's analyzing data. Analyzing data. So the problem is we experience also like the same as with emails. Like our inbox is overloaded, but also our brain is overloaded with incoming information. AI is quite good at analyzing lots of information in form of articles, in form of videos, like any kind of information we usually read. So if it's not like nowadays, you don't need to read a full report. You can just analyze it with AI, chat with it, and get like some pieces of information you need from report, from the article, or from the video, and you don't need to read everything by yourself. One good product to do it is NotebookLM from Google. So you can do it like with any chat tool, but NotebookLM is very good. It was a research product from Google, but I think last year it got very popular because of their podcast generation feature. But overall, you can use NotebookLM to analyze any kind of information. For example, I will upload some BCG report. I will show you here. So this is like report of AI in a workplace from BCG. Has lots of pages, not lots of, but yeah, some pages and some information. But for example, I don't want to read it. I'm in a hurry, or I'm lazy, or whatever, and I can just upload it to NotebookLM, and ask some questions. For example, summarize report in those sentences. Larger. Yeah, so this is report, study recommends holistic approach, what it means for educational products, because I'm CEO of Hyperscale, I'm interested in mostly educational aspects, and based on the source, it can give me some analysis, and yeah, it's very efficient to their skilled workers to effectively collaborate with AI. We're actually doing it right now, and yeah, so this is quite useful tool. You can also add YouTube video because it's a Google product. It integrates with YouTube very seamlessly, so you can link like past your any YouTube URL, and it will go to the sources and we try to use it. Let's try to use it. So this is some YouTube videos about AI agents I was interested about recently, and it has all the text from this source, and I can now chat with it. For example, what about AI agents for educational products? And Notebook.lm will use all my data sources to answer my questions. So, learning experience, through agentic workflows, personalized learning paths, etc., etc. It's a long text. I can ask it to be shorter, so I don't need to read as many sentences and so on. The nice feature of Notebook.lm is generating deep dive podcasts. I will show you a little bit later. It usually takes a couple of minutes, but it's a main feature why Notebook.lm was popular and is popular. It generates a podcast based on your data sources, and it's very engaging, so you can listen for it. And recently, I will show you. Okay, I will show you later. Yeah, I think. Okay, I will show you on my previous. You know. Okay. Okay, it's still generating. I will show you a little bit later. Let's move on. Few tips on. So before we took a look on different use cases of AI with different tools, tips how to basically start using it. Maybe you are already using it and you're using it for some tasks, but not for some other tasks. Maybe you don't understand where to use it and how to use it. I recommend you this action plan is first try to audit your repetitive tasks. If you're so working in a company or leading some team, leading a department, or in your personal life, try to audit repetitive tasks you do. And usually you need to think about low cognition tasks. So it's tasks which require intelligence, but not high intelligence. For example, creating slides, understanding what should be on the slides and deciding what should be on the slide is high cognition. So you need to know the subject, you need to decide and so on. but writing slides, like structure and restructuring and so on, does not require like as high intelligence as deciding what should be on the slide. So try to audit your repetitive tasks, especially low cognition tasks, and then pick a few tools to test for 1 month. Try to set boundaries. So try to not use AI all the time for these tasks, to understand the difference between like how you use AI, how you have not using AI for this. And if you're trying to automate something like this, repetitive tasks, don't start with automation. Start using AI manually. So for example, instead of creating like specific automation or chatbot or whatever for you, you can start using AI manually just by prompting or opening ChatGPT and asking to solve you this problem, like all slides, like generate like analyze report, and so on. After you understand how to use AI manually, you can automate. And for automation, there are multiple tools, especially like for if you work remotely online, like a lot of collaboration happening online and Zoom and Slack and like Google Drive and others. You can use tools like integration tools to connect multiple tools, as connect them with AI to automate some of your routine tasks. And Zapier is very popular, but also IFTT and NAPN and Make are relatively good competitors for Zapier, and 8N and Make are more targeted on AI pipelines. So you can build a pipeline, like automation pipeline. You don't need to code, you can just build it visually between your tools, like between the calendar or between like Slack, and also add AI in the middle. Let's go to Notebook.lm. Yeah, so Notebook.lm generated, I'm not sure you can hear me. Yeah, I'm pretty not sure whether you hear me, but this is a podcast. This is a podcast based on my sources. And one of interesting feature is interactive mode. So actually, they talk about the sources, but I can join and ask them. So basically, I will join this podcast and, for example, ask them something or tell them something, and they will react. So it's very interactive. It's a fun way to grasp large amounts of text reports and so on. Yeah, so I can say something here like, hello, what is AI? How it's good for education, and yeah, they'll react. Okay, yeah. So they can like talk. I'm not sure you hear me, so I will move forward. Um, Also regular, like, for especially for large organization, like overcoming like regular challenges are data privacy and employee resistance. If you're a team lead and trying to integrate AI into your team, so like to make them more productive, and like regular solution is usually start small. And in terms of privacy, there are some like local models. There are like more private models. For example, Anthropic with Claude are thinking like more about guardrails and privacy and so on. And depends on your location. Like there may be like some like local companies like in your country who provide AI, and so data privacy is a large topic for AI, but there are multiple solutions. Overall, yeah, I recommend you start small and then scale strategically if it works. So starting small will usually help you to solve any data privacy concerns and employee resistance, because you can start like with small tasks, and also for employee resistance, and if like you like by yourself still resisting like using AI, try to remember a quote from the start of this presentation, that AI won't replace humans, but humans with AI will replace humans without AI. If your team, your company does not want to like use AI, integrate AI into your work, it like, for example, if the company is resisting it, you can remind them that other competitors are doing more with AI now. So if your company will not adapt, maybe like competitors will eat your employer because they overcompeted. So yeah, it's important to just start trying and see if it works. If it doesn't work, like try something else. If it works, scale it. You can also ask AI, like brainstorm with AI about how to address your own like challenge of integrating AI into your company, into your team, into your workflows. We will have short Q&A at the end. So if you have questions, please write them down here in Zoom. Key takeaways from today's webinar is that you can use it for lots of like different use cases. Usually it helps in low like intelligence, low cognition, repetitive tasks, which like you can do even if you haven't slept for multiple days, something like that. So it's tasks which take time but does not require any like high intelligence. For example, it can automate meetings, automate like writing emails, polite emails, like describing something, like adding more context to your emails so other person will understand you better. And also for emails, by the way, it can help you to write multicultural emails. So if you work in a multicultural team with people from different parts of the world, they might have different cultural biases and different communication styles. So you can use AI to write like in a communication style of a recipient so they understand it better. So yeah, you can use automate emails for this. You can assist with brainstorming. It helps a lot, especially like reasoning models are good in brainstorming. You can create different presentation reports, solve a blank page problem, basically draft something for you, which you will edit later. So humans are transforming from creators to editors, and AI creates and humans edit it. And also AI can be used to automate research and data analysis. It's relatively good at analyzing like long, large texts and finding some information within this text, and also video transcripts and so on, and summarizing it and answering questions based on documents. Main point, I think, of this presentation is start small, avoid overwhelm, because there are a lot of new AI products, AI tools like launching every day. It's hard to understand like what to use, what not to use, where is the hype, where is like, is it hype or is it like something meaningful and so on. Overall, Gen AI is just like cheap intelligence to help you with your tasks, with your work, with your also life tasks, for example. And it usually does not matter much what tools are you using, but it matters that you try to use it and use it regularly, so you learn how to use it, like learn how to prompt like better, like ChatGPT and so on, learn tools like NotebookLM and other tools. Like over time, if you do it regularly, you will notice that you're becoming like more productive, and at every moment when you have some incoming task or thing to do, try to think, can it be solved with AI, or should I do it personally? So if it can be solved by AI or can be like helped by AI, try to use AI and see how it goes. Maybe it will not work and you will solve it by yourself, but maybe AI will help you to do some part of the work. And also we have two programs I would like to announce. One is first one is more technical. So if you would like to become AI engineer, we have a 8 months long program, AI engineer bootcamp. You can enroll to this program by going to Go Hyperskill AI engineer. And with this promo code, we will send it to you by email. You will get 25% off, but it's a high commitment, 8 months long program for people who would like to become a technical experts in AI engineering. So yeah, it's not for everybody, but if you're interested, feel free to check it out and enroll if you would like to. And also, the second one is we will hold a 2-hour hands-on workshop about non-technical workshop, how to build AI chatbot to automate your routine tasks. So something like it will be a continuation of today's workshop, but you will build AI chatbot which will help you to solve your particular some of your tasks in your line of work. And here today, during this 1 hour, you listened to me, so you understand the area broad, quite broad. On April 3rd, in this webinar, we will dive deep, and it will very hands-on. So you will get skills how to build AI chatbots, and especially for relevant to your work or your life, maybe that. So maybe it can solve your personal task if you're interested in automating some of them. And you can basically purchase it here by this link. I will also send it, and you can use AI webinar promo code to get 20% off for this workshop. So it will be a 2-hour non-technical workshop, practical about using AI, building AI chatbot for some of work or personal tasks. And I think that's it. I have about 5 minutes to answer questions, and we have questions here. One, can you give ChatGPT an outline for a report and have it fill in the content? Yes. Yes. So you can, yeah. Simple answer. Yes. So you can basically use ChatGPT for any filling in text writing and so on. You can also, so for example, if I this is my slides example. So for example, I could write this slide structure or report structure by myself, and then asked it to elaborate, add more examples, add more details, and so on. Maybe it would hallucinate some examples. Maybe it would be wrong in some ways. So you need to verify it. You need to apply your human judgment and common sense to the result. But AI can help you in brainstorming and writing something and filling the gaps in your text, in your reports. Okay, second question, can you show a simple example how to automate any of the thing? Is it kind of script? So one way of automation is I think we will not be able to show it today. Like, so on these platforms, for example, you can go and create a pipeline, but I will not be able to show it like just 5 minutes left. One way is to create a custom GPT, and it will create so OpenAI has a custom GPT feature, and it will create you custom chatbot based on your prompt. It will not be automatic, so you will need to prompt it, but it can contain some more information about your problem. But yeah, this is about automation is a little bit out of scope of this webinar, but I think it's a good question to also include into this 2-hour workshop. So maybe in addition to AI chatbot, we will also have some examples of AI automation using, for example, N8N. So my tool of choice is N8N. It's also open source. It's slightly more technical, maybe. So Zapier is easier. But yeah, you can start with Zapier. I think you can check it out. Third question: is AI cheating for junior devs who is still learning? Oh, this is a good question. I don't think so. I don't think so. AI is here and it will stay with us. And we sometimes don't know like how smart, how stupid will AI be in 1 year or so. But I think all of us, including like development in software development, should learn how to use AI. And I personally would prefer to hire junior developer who is actively using AI, but understand what she or he is doing, instead of just junior developer who is not using AI at all and writing all code by themselves. So I think junior devs and everybody should aggressively use AI and get like more practice, understand how to use it, when to not use it, because it's like the same as like it's important to know when to use it AI, and it's important to know when not to use it for some tasks, because yeah, your human judgment is sometimes better than AI. But I don't think it's cheating in any line of work, including development. But it's definitely making it a little bit harder to learn some concepts. But on the opposite side, people who are using AI like may not learn how to write well, but they will learn how to like read, understand ideas, critique, and so on. It's the same as handwriting. So nowadays, handwriting, like I learned it at school, I can write by hand, but I rarely do so. Modern kids are like not writing by hand a lot, and maybe some skills which people used to have before will be obsolete with AI. So like generally, like it's better to use AI for everything, and maybe junior devs and like junior specialists in any profession will not learn something which was considered important for this profession, but it will be less important because of AI workflows. Okay, next question. I have 3 minutes left. What advice would you give to people coming from non-technical background and how to learn and stay up to date with AI tech? Try to use it. So there are a lot of non-technical tools like ChatGPT, Claude, DeepSeek, Notebook.lm, and so on. So I would recommend you to just use it. And as I already mentioned, when you're doing something like writing email, even if you like understand how to write your email, try to use AI and learn from it, like to write these emails. Try to prompt AI to write your email. Maybe it will take more time for you at first, but after a few times, after a dozen of times, it will be faster for you to write emails or like write reports, write slides with AI. Yeah, just try to use it, even if it looks like it will take more time. Usually, like it takes more time at first, and then it gets easier and easier. One important skill is prompting. It's similar to management skills, actually. So you need to specify your task correctly to your team, so the team will execute this task well and will give you the good result. The same with prompting, with AI prompting, you need to specify the task well, specify the result like you want to get, so AI will give you the result you want. And actually, like there is a correlation between technical skills and prompting skills, because engineers are used to write code and it's like talk to computer about like what they want to get. But prompting is easier than coding. And I recommend you to um, just practice and write prompts, see what you get, and over time you will get better results. Also, part of this question was about like stay up to date with AI technology. I think it's like there are multiple AI tools, but all of them are kind of similar fundamentally. So it's AI which generates something, it generates text, images, videos, and so on. And if you know prompting for ChatGPT, you will also use any AI tool better. So it's not important like to know recent tools, but it's important to try to use them as often as possible, and you will understand this field better, and naturally you will learn like new tools and new skills related to it. Okay, and the last question from Max is, I teach software development and encourage my students to use AI for assistance. I'm finding some students rely too much on it and don't ask the right prompts. They get the wrong code back and I accept it as 100 truth. There is no question in it. But yeah, sometimes it happens. But I think our approach to intelligent work is changing. Sometimes it's easy to generate like multiple versions of your presentation, multiple versions of your report, and so on. So with AI, it's very easy to create. And because of that, you don't need to edit as much. You can just create 5 versions of your presentation and pick one you like more, or create 5 versions of your code and pick one which works correctly and doesn't have any bugs. The creation like, from zero to something is becoming very cheap, very fast. So you can, instead of fixing something, so previously usually like you created the slides and then you edit it and so on, or report. Now you can create multiple reports. You can create more and then combine like what you need, or like pick what you need. So humans are becoming more like supervisors, same as like managers. So like AI is giving you some result and you supervise whether like this result is good or need to be regenerated, or something change, like some small change and so on. So yeah, so the last question was not a question, but a statement. But yeah, I think work is changing, and we need to start using these tools to understand on ourselves how it's changing, and how it may affect us in the future. It's still unclear like where it goes, but yeah, it's here. Like AI is not going away, and it's beneficial to learn how to use it. Thank you. That's it for today. Thank you for staying here for 1 hour, and have a great rest of the day or night, depending on where are you now. Bye-bye.